Hey babe, can you give me some water please? I'm parched. I don't want to take my shoes off. Thanks babe, love you. God! Babe, we really have to do something about the water. Hi everyone, Ron from HEISTMAN'S HIT THE ROAD. As you probably already know, Jacki and I have been on the road for over a year now in our RV after selling our home in New York and, searching out adventure and freedom. Travel, it's a wonderful thing, but one of the biggest issues we all have to deal with camping, full-time or part-time, is water quality. Okay, up until now, Jacki and I have solved that problem with a Brita filter, and then when the water source was so cloudy or so bad or so distasteful that the Brita wouldn't clean it up, we would buy bottled water. We would go to Walmart with gallon jugs and fill them out of their machines. And just recently, we were lucky enough to have a 3-stage Clear 2.0 filter system gifted to us. And this video is going to address the installation process I went through. It came with quick disconnects on the inlet and the outlet. I could have went that route, hooked it up outside, left it outside with the hose from the pedestal, going in, and then a hose going from the filter system into the Nautilus. But I decided to mount it permanently in the basement. I had the room, figured that I wouldn't have to deal with it every time. So this video covers that process. Remember, this is not a how-to video, it's a video on how I did it. So we'll get started right after this quick introduction. Hi, so if you've been following this, you know that as far as the water goes at the parks and to the camper, all we run is a Taste Pure Camco filter at the pedestal where the water supply is. And then all our drinking water, we filter through a Brita pitcher. Let me show you. So this is the Camco filter. You can buy them at Walmart, you can buy them at Camping World, about anywhere. Camco Taste Pure filter right at the source at the pedestal. Now we were lucky enough to have some friends who had won a new system at a Chinese auction at a content creators get together. They gave us their Clear 2.0 triple filter system, and it came with quick disconnects on each side. But what I'm going to do is, I've already started, I'm going to plumb it in permanently with a bypass and shutoffs, and I'll show you where I'm going to do that. So I'm going to put that Clear 2.0 triple filter system right on the floor here in our basement in our pass-through storage, and that's the front wall there. So on the other side of that is my battery compartment, my front compartment, my front storage bay. So that's where it's going to mount. Hopefully the lighting is good enough for you to see this. So back behind my Nautilus bay, the water enters the camper right here, and basically it just jumpers up to this right here. So what I'm going to do is run from here to the filter and then back into here. That's simple. I'm going to run across the back side of this beam over to here, and then it'll drop down to this side of the filters. It'll run into the filters, out of the filters, back up, back over to this beam, and then back to where I just showed you behind the bay. And I will also have a bypass here with a shutoff valve in it, and there'll be a shutoff on each line going into the filter and coming out of the filter, so I can completely bypass the filter system and open the valve to just allow water to pass through to the camper should I have a problem with a filter system. Okay, for this project, one crimping tool, one PEX cutoff tool, some Teflon tape, a tape measure, crescent wrench, and of course I use my drill to get into the water bay compartment. There's a wall there, so it just comes down with some screws. Easy peasy. Now this all started with me lying in the bay, in the storage compartment, you know, taking measurements, figuring out how I was going to do this, and coming up with a drawing and adding dimensions. And then came the trip to Lowe's. So after I put together the drawing and I knew exactly how I wanted to route it and I had my measurements, I made up an inventory of how many of what fittings I needed, and I went back to the PEX section and I got everything I needed, including 3 of these half by half shark bite shutoff valves and the 1/2 inch PEX blue water line. Okay, well, obviously I'm going to do as much pre-plumbing as I can before I shut the water off and tie the system in. So I've already started. I've used a 1/2 inch NPT to 1/2 inch PETs, and I put some Teflon tape on it and threaded it into the housing, and then the rest is just PEX hosing, 1/2 inch, all 1/2 inch, PEX clamps. There's 90s. Those are the valves that I talked about. Same thing up here, and I'm going to come off here and go up and over to the beam and then back over to the water bay, remember? So I'll show you. I'm not going to show you the entire process, but if you've never worked with PEX, basically you need very few tools. You have a PEX cutter or anything to cut it, as long as you want to try to cut it as square as possible and as straight as possible and as clean as possible. So that's why I'm using a PEX cutter. I've got very inexpensive stuff here. I ordered it over the internet when we hit the road, just in case I had some issues with plumbing, I could take care of it. And a PEX crimper. So this is what actually crimps those rings and makes the seal. And I'll show you how to use both of these. So let me show you on the other side how I got this far on this side. So I'm going to start by putting some Teflon tape on the threads of this 1/2 to 1/2. Just going to start them on the threads. You always want to make sure you turn the fitting clockwise, because that's the way it's going to be threaded into the filter assembly. And then you just thread it right in. You have to get it started. Amateur. It's amateur hour. Then use the crescent wrench to tighten it. Now remember, this is all plastic, so a lot of people will probably comment and say that, you know, I shouldn't use plastic PEX fittings, I should use the new metal ones. But I mean, they're all over the camper, and I really never had any problems. I'm careful around them, not to reef on them or lean on them, put weight on them. Okay, so that's the first step. So as I promised, it's real simple to cut this stuff. I need 1 inch and 5/8, and you can mark it if you'd like, but these are littered with lettering, and if there's letters there, I know right where to cut. So 1 inch and 5/8. Okay. And close is good enough for something like this. That's simple. That nice clean cut, ready to use. So very simple. The first fitting we have to put on is a 90-degree fitting. Here's that 1 inch and 5/8 tubing I cut. Okay, I'm going to slide it over the end. I'm going to put it on there, and I'm going to crimp it down. That's as easy as it is. I'm going to put another crimp ring on. In goes the 90, and I'm going to crimp that as well. Trying to make sure it's pointing as straight up as possible. That's it. And that I'll continue to do that all the way up. Okay, so this is as far as I'm going until I'm ready to crawl under and make sure everything fits up perfectly. And the way this is configured is, this is the bypass line. This valve closes, and these valves open. The water will come down through the filters and then back out. So I'm coming out from my Nautilus, water in, coming to here. It's going to go through the filters. It's going back to the other side, the top fitting I showed you. So I made it real simple. If there's a problem, I can open up the door as quick as possible. Just reach in and push them down rather than have to reach in and pull them back up. So I think that'll help a little bit. So I orientated all the fittings the same way, you know, down to close. I've completed the plumbing installation of the new water filter system. So it's all PEXed in. You've got isolation valves. Right now the water is coming in from the water supply from the park through the filter systems and then out back to the camper. And if I had a problem here, I had a leak in this system anywhere, I can isolate it by turning these valves down, that valve and opening this one. We'll just let the water come in from the park and go right straight back to the camper. Okay, so I don't know how well you can see it, but you can see the two lines. The bottom line goes on this side, which is stage 1, stage 2, and stage 3 of the filter. Comes across this beam back behind it, and I got to put some retainers up there. I haven't done that yet, but that's all I haven't done. And it comes back here. Okay, comes down and then into the Nautilus system. So water comes in from the park via a water hose like everybody else from the park, across this line, up this line, and over to the primary side of the filter system. And it comes back on this line here, the top line, then it goes into the system. And all I did was I had to take this out. Okay, so the water used to come in here, go into this, go up, and go into here. And then it would, the Nautilus system would put it wherever it needed to go. So that's all there is to it. And, you know, once I got it back together, I had to check it all for leaks, and we're in good shape. I'll keep an eye on it for a while, and probably can rest easy after about a week if there's no leaks. But what I plan on doing is, before I really mount this solid to the wall, I want to get some kind of tray to put under here, some kind of rubber tote or something. I'm going to fit something under here that'll catch any leaking water and maybe just put it down through the floor. You know, run a hose down through the floor to drip underneath. And if I see a water dripping underneath, I'll know I have a leak in the system. Because if the leak's going to happen, it's probably not going to happen on one of these PEX lines coming over, but it's probably going to happen, you know, in here and here and here, where these things screw on and off, or maybe where they screw in and out, because they're just plastic fittings there screwing in. And you saw I used Teflon tape on those, thread tape. So that's it. Now that our Clear 2.0 triple filter system is all installed, I want to do a little bit of testing. It won't be truly scientific, but it'll be close enough. I left the Camco inline filter in place, and that's over at the pedestal, right? And we do have an inline pressure reducer that's preset. I did notice last night a drop in pressure in the RV. So what I'm going to do is put the system in bypass, which I've already done. I've closed off the valves in and out of the filters. I've opened the bypass valve. And what I'm going to do is coordinate with Jacki, who's inside, have her turn on the cold water in the kitchen and in the bathroom so we get a good flow. And then with my Save a Drop meter, I'm going to find out how many gallons we could pump in, say, like 4 or 5 minutes. And we'll do that with the Camco filter on. And now I'll remove the Camco filter and repeat it. So we'll just have the Clear 2.0 triple filter system in line. I'll take that out of bypass. We'll get a true reading on what's passing just through the Clear 2.0 system without the inline filter, the Camco filter, the Taste Pure filter. So as you can see, the Taste Pure Camco filter is still in line, and I have a Save a Drop on here meter. So I'll zero that when we start the test. I'll time it for 4 or 5 minutes. I'll see where we're at on the meter. And then we'll repeat the process without the Taste Pure filter in line and with the Clear 2.0 system out of bypass. Okay. I called Jacki. She's got both the sink in the kitchen and the bathroom running cold water full blast. I started a 5-minute timer on my phone. At the same time, I reset the Save a Drop water meter to 0. You can see right now it's 0.9, and that's 1.0. And you can see down below is total gallons I've used since I reset the total meter last. So that doesn't really matter, the bottom number. Just the top number matters. When the 5 minutes are up and my phone alarms, I'll just turn this valve off, which will shut off all water flow to the camper. And then I'll take a reading on that top number. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay, I'll reset that. That was a 5-minute timer, and our reading is 5.3 gallons. So, next step is to remove this filter. I'll reset the Save a Drop. I'll take the Clear 2.0 out of bypass mode, and then we'll run it again for 5 minutes to see what we get. Hey Siri, start a 5-minute timer, please. So here we go. This is with the Camco Taste Pure filter out of the circuit and the Clear 2.0 3-stage filter out of bypass. So that's in, the filters are in the circuit. We'll see how we do. We got 0.7, 0.8 already. We'll see. 3, 2, 1. We're at 7.8 gallons as opposed to 5.3. So that's significant. So we will no longer use that Camco Taste Pure filter. It's a significant improvement without it. So it's been about a week now since we installed the Clear 2.0 3-stage filter system. I've been drinking the water directly from the faucet. It's very, very clean, it's very, very clear, and it's delicious. So far, so good. No complaints. As always, thank you for watching our videos. It means so much to us that you took the time out of your busy schedule to watch our videos and share our experiences. Please, if you would, if you enjoyed the video, please like it, hit the like button, and subscribe, hit the subscribe button. And you could also hit the bell icon, which will remind you every time a new video releases to our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road, have a great day and safe travels. If you've enjoyed watching this video, please like and subscribe. And also, click on the bell icon. That way you'll be notified when new material hits our channel. From Rohn and Jacki at HEISTMAN'S Hit the Road,
Have a great day, and thanks for watching.